Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear Riyadh al-Salihin, second year, secondary, and welcome back to a new lesson. Today's lesson is Unit 4, You Are What You Eat, that is page 54, and your teacher is Mr. Sabr Azza. Let's start our lesson. The aims of this lesson is to learn new vocabulary, and to listen to and understand a text. Let's learn these words first. We have the word delicacy, and delicacy here means an expensive and or hard to find food. Toxins means poisons. Toxins means poisons. Licensed means having legal permission to do something. Maintain means to keep something in good shape from another. The word peak means the highest point. When we say the peak of the mountain, means the highest point of the mountain or the top of the mountain. Aroma means fragrant smell. Distinguish means to be able to identify one. Let's move to the lesson. That is page 54. These are the big questions, or the warming up questions. What is the most unusual thing you have ever eaten? And for me, the most unusual thing I have ever eaten was a meal called haggis or haggis. It is a popular meal in Scotland. It's made up of a stomach of a sheep that's stuffed with vegetables and meat. That was the most unusual thing I have ever eaten. Number 2, are you careful about the kinds of food you eat? Number 3, what do you think the expression "you are what you eat" means? And do you agree with this? Food myths. Circle true or false. Then read and check your answers. We have a picture of different kinds of food. Let's read number 1. Many Japanese restaurants serve a kind of fish that can kill diners within hours if it is not prepared properly. Do you know this information? Whether it is true or false? Eating chocolate has been linked to an increase in heart disease. Do you think that's true or false? Fresh vegetables are healthier than frozen vegetables. Vegetables are healthier than frozen vegetables. Do you think that's true or false? Number 4, apples, potatoes, and onions all taste the same when eaten while holding your nose. They are taste the same. Is that true or false? Number 5, red dye produced from grinding up insects is used in many food items. Do you think that's true or false? Now listen and check your answers.
Unit 4. You are what you eat. Pages 54 and 55. 1. Listen and discuss. Food myths. Circle true or false. Then read and check your answers.
1. Many Japanese restaurants serve a kind of fish that can kill diners within hours if it is not prepared properly.
2. Eating chocolate has been linked to an increase in heart disease.
3.
fresh vegetables are healthier than frozen vegetables.
4. Apples, potatoes, and onions all taste the same when eaten while holding your nose.
5. Red dye produced from grinding up insects is used in many food items.
Let's listen again to number 1.
Blowfish, which are considered a delicacy in Japan, contain deadly toxins. If not properly prepared, eating blowfish can lead to death by poisoning. Victims usually die within 4 to 24 hours of consuming the fish. Blowfish diners count on specially licensed chefs to prepare the fish safely.
2. A number of studies have shown that chocolate consumption may reduce the risk of developing heart disease and cancer. Scientists believe that antioxidants reduce the chances of developing these diseases. Antioxidants are also thought to enhance blood flow and help maintain healthy cholesterol levels. Dark chocolate and cocoa powder are particularly rich sources of antioxidants. In fact, ounce for ounce, dark chocolate and cocoa have more antioxidants than antioxidant-rich foods like blueberries and green tea. Of course, it's not good to eat too much chocolate, but it's not a good idea to cut chocolate out altogether either.
3. Frozen vegetables are at least as nutritious as fresh vegetables and may sometimes actually be healthier. Fresh vegetables are at their nutritional peak at the moment they are picked. However, they often spend days or weeks in transit, in the produce aisle, and in your refrigerator. Over time, vegetables lose vitamins and minerals. However, frozen vegetables are picked and frozen at their peak. Freezing locks the vitamins and minerals in. When you do buy fresh vegetables, try to pick out ones that seem fresh and have been grown locally.
4. Up to 80% of taste comes not from our taste buds, but from our sense of smell. Taste buds allow us to identify bitter, salty, sweet, and sour flavors, but we depend on the smell of foods to give us most of our sense of flavor. So without smelling the aroma of a food, it is difficult to distinguish one flavor from another. Incidentally, this is why food loses its flavor when you have a stuffed-up nose.
5. Many food items with a deep red color, including fruit juices, candies, and gelatin, include a dye called cochineal, or carmine. This dye comes from the shells of the female cochineal insect, which is found in South and Central America.
Let's
The dye
move
has
to
been
that
used for
quick
centuries
check.
and dates back to the Aztecs.
And the first exercise has been previously done. Let's move to the exercise B. Let's move to exercise B. Answer true or false. Victims of bluefish poisoning suffer months of illness before they die. Do you think that's true or false? Yes, it is false because they suffer only for hours, not months. Antioxidants can help prevent the development of heart disease. That is true. Blueberries are the food richest in antioxidants. That's false because it is black chocolate. Fresh vegetables are at their nutritional peak when they are cooked, and that is also false when they are baked. Number 5, our taste buds are responsible for only 20% of what we think of as taste, and that is true. Cochineal has only been used as a dye for the last few decades, and that is false because it is used for centuries. Let's move to another exercise. We will use this list of words to fill in the spaces. aroma, bitter, delicacy, distinguished, licensed, looks, and big, and toxins. Paint has lots of space in it, so you should try not to breathe in the fumes. So the word is toxins. Tom wants to get 2 fish so that he can catch some of the food his family eats, and that's licensed. It is true that I can run 5 kilometers now, but years ago, when I was at my peak, yes, I could run 10 kilometers. Number 4, I put a lot of sugar and milk in my coffee because otherwise it tastes too bitter. Some people say that you should soak a turkey in salt water before you bake it. Apparently, this locks in all juice so it doesn't get dried out in the oven. Number 6, the space of fresh baked bread in the kitchen is making my mouth water, so it is the aroma. My mother is such a gourmet cook that it's difficult to distinguish between her and restaurant cooking. Thank you very much for your time. Wishing to see you in another lesson.